showing up to this Birds of a Feather session, even those of you who are leading boards. You suddenly realize you're in the wrong place. I am, of course, the unknown researcher. My name is Joseph Carrabis. I am a researcher. Our sales guy is on the East Coast. Our marketing guy is now in Europe. So I was left, and they said, Joseph, go do this. So they want me to explain to you, like, this is going to be a learning session for everybody. You all know I'm going to try to sell you something at the end of this, right? Yeah. I mean, I just want to, level the field because I'm an honest kind of guy. So if you feel a hand in your pocket, that'll be me. Yeah. Okay. We have a lot to get through. By the way, my lovely assistant will be taping this, so in case you just have to run out here, it will be available on our website for $9.95. There should be a bill with that amount. I'm just kidding. Okay. Much of this presentation, in case you haven't gotten the message yet, is about thinking. Think like your customer. Think progress. This is how your customer thinks. Tomorrow's keynote address is going to be think like a customer. I agree with all of that. I have a slight variation, a slight request. It's wonderful to think like your customer, but if you're going to think like a customer, you better know how your customer thinks. Right? Now, how many of you spend the time, the energy, the money, the effort, hire a company to learn in detail how your customers think? All of you, I'm watching these hands wave. It's incredible. I feel like I'm at a Red Sox game. Okay, obviously not a lot. Well, this Birds of a Feather session is going to cover web analytics, behavioral marketing, and ultimately, how to reach and attract the right online audience. The technology that NextStage has developed works with any kind of electronic medium. We've done this for TV ads. We've done this for politicians and blogs. It's incredible. They didn't lose because of what we did, but actually, my sales guy would say I shouldn't say that. I make a lot of light of what we do, because that's my nature. Please feel free to not ask any questions that will confuse me. At the end, we'll be giving an overview of our analytics findings on the partners' websites. Do all of you know that Progress asked us to evaluate all the home pages of all the partners that came to this? Yes. And boy, are there surprises in store for you. No, actually, they asked us to do an evaluation, and there will be an award later on this evening. It's the Know Thy Customer Award. And you'll see me. I was going to wear a business suit, but I don't want to. So it's just going to be me handing an award, shaking your hand, and saying, this is what you do. Won't that be fun? Here's the timeline most groups use when talking about web analytics. We're going to open that up a little bit, add some details which we think are important. Boom! There's a thing out there called the Internet. The newly elected vice president discovered it. I don't know if you guys knew that. Okay. Anybody heard about it yet? Internet? 1993, Get Sites is written at Honolulu Community College. Becomes WebStats in 2004. 95, Dr. Turner releases analog version 9b, the first widely available free web server log file analyzer. History, right? This is all history. More and more people, not companies, are doing things online. It's a curiosity and oddity. The early adopters are going nuts with it. The term chasm isn't part of our business folklore. People who know how to develop for the web still live in their parents' basement and go to Star Trek conventions. This is the part that's not on the timeline, but it's still nevertheless true. Come on, quick. There you go. 1996, some companies are starting to think there might be gold in Dunbar Hills if they can only get to it. 96. Not quite 10 years ago. Okay? First JavaScript tag to deploy. Custom data collection. occurs, and guess what starts to happen? We're now having an actual language built up around website analysis, okay? We're having all this interesting stuff. We're having dedicated campaign tracking. You never heard of that 10 years ago. It didn't exist 10 years ago. Custom data collection, JavaScript tags, web trends goes public. It's so legitimate that by the year 2000, big players are embracing the game. Special language books are written about it. First web measurement, how and why book is published. Things are heating up commercially because businesses are losing traction in the traditional communication channels. Anybody who had a business going around that time started losing traction, you had to figure out where it was going. It was going to the web. They discovered they already own the data on their web servers. Okay? So you were losing traction in your communication channels, the standard ones you were using. You probably had a website, but you didn't realize all the stuff you were curious about was actually still in there. The other interesting thing that happens is that web tracking data becomes easier to access and it gets standardized. An association is founded to set standards. You can read tracking reports in Excel. Anybody done that? Read your tracking reports in Excel? You can do that. You can download the Excel files. Or you can go through their interface. Options are available. Doesn't matter whether you go through Excel, look at a graph, use their interface. Most people, and you can take a poll of this room, still think that it's hard to understand and make sense of. Anybody have some kind of web analytics package on their site? 1, 2, 3. 3 people? That's all in this entire room? 4. Okay, I'm bidding for 5. Who's got 5? How many of you people, either who raised your hand or didn't, can open up your web tracking package and intuitively, by golly, you know that's it. That's the number I'm looking for. I found it. I had 3 people on my website this month, and all 17 of them didn't buy it. Right? One thing I learned when I took stats was you could make up numbers, but if you make the curve right, so 3 out of 17, 17 out of 3. The rush is on to make things relevant. CMOs now have to justify what they do just as CTOs and CIOs. How many CMOs do we have in the audience? CIOs, CTOs.
I'm stupid. What's a CMO?
Chief Marketing Officer. And that doesn't make you stupid, because ours had to tell me, I'm the Chief Marketing Officer, Joseph. Okay, that's cool. Be good. We're a small company, so we give out titles like that. You know, it's a choice of, can we give you more money, or can we give you a title? Give you a title instead. Everybody's good. Okay, good. Common threads through everything I've shown you. Marketers have become accustomed to what the technology can do. So the technology has had to advance. The marketers can address the audience better. Technology has to advance so marketers can address the audience better. Make sense? You want to sell? You want to find out who's on the other side? Right? You want to address the audience better? But now the audience is more savvy. The people you're able to sell to today are not the people who you were able to sell to in 93, in 96, in 2000, in 2001. In 2005, you're selling to people you were not able to reach in 2004. The only difference is they come to your site with a lot more knowledge about what they're looking for, what they want. And if you don't have it, why am I on your site to begin with? Does this sound strange or foreign to anybody? Am I telling you something you never knew? You can all talk, it's okay. I'm used to a little bit more interaction. Just no fruit, don't throw them. Okay. The data is still based on what has happened in the past. Everyone who's using traditional web analytics tools, I don't care what company they're from, and I am not slamming any company. This is not a slam session. Every company that does web analytics is giving you historical data. You all realize that, correct? They're either reading your web logs, or they have a little JavaScript that reads, you know, what person is on what page and blah, 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 and they throw cookies all over the place, which is all fine. And then it will generate a report for you. But the best reports, the real-time reports, are 15 minutes ago. The worst real-time reports are a month, 2 months, 6 months ago. The larger companies will give you anywhere from a 3 to a 6 month time lag to give you detailed analysis, not immediate analysis, but detailed analysis. So, when someone's on your website, they're on your website right now. Do you really care about selling something to somebody 6 months ago today? Or are you more interested in reaching that person, whether you're doing a sales, whether you're offering a service, whether you have a software interface that you're trying to get someone to use, to understand, right? Whether you want them to not pick up the phone and get a human being for customer support, but go navigate through your website through customer support, okay? You're interested in what that person's doing now, not what happened 6 months ago, not even really a day ago. 15 minutes is pretty good, okay? If my understanding, for example, of your car buying behavior is based on how people historically have purchased cars, and not on the fact that old Bess is dead in your driveway, I'm not going to make a sale. Of course, the corollary to this is, if old Bess died in my driveway this morning, I'm not going on the web to buy a car, unless it's like, you know, a Mercedes and then deliver it to me. And that cute little package or something. If I'm suggesting books to you based on your selecting a cookbook today, but not because you're buying a cookbook for your friend to cook, I wonder who does that. There's probably some company that sells books online that does that. I don't know who. I'm not addressing your needs. I'm not serving you. I'm hoping you're just like everybody else. Does everybody want to be treated like everyone else? Everyone here want to be totally anonymous? You want people to know who you are, right? You don't want to be anonymous, even if it's on the web. You want people to know it's you that they're interacting with. Does anybody here do a sales call? Does anybody here schmooze at these meetings? And you want people to know it's you, right? And in the fact of getting them to know it's you, you want them to interact with you, correct? And I'm willing to bet that when they're interacting with you, you're kind of reading them. No? You don't do that? No. Well, then you're just like me. I don't read people either. When we're interacting, when we are communicating, when human beings are in the act of communicating with each other, we give off all sorts of little terrible signs, all sorts of little wonderful signs. Okay? For example, some of you are nodding at my statements, and that tells me you agree. And some of you are going, and that tells me you don't agree. Okay? You can probably hear those little comments throughout the room. Okay? Some of you are focusing very intently on me. And that tells me that you're attempting to put what I'm saying into something you recognize. And I'll tell you what that gentleman's deep breath means in a second. Okay? But the fact is, what I'm bringing to your attention by stating it is what we all do non-consciously. We have to do it. It's part of communicating. For example, when we're talking with somebody, and they, we're talking one-on-one, and they go, well, that's interesting. Do they really think it's interesting? No. And you all knew that. However, if you're talking one-on-one with somebody and they go, wow, that's pretty fascinating. Do they think it's fascinating?
Maybe not.
Maybe not? Maybe so, maybe not. Okay? Maybe they were just stepping on something they want to get away. Anyway, people, human beings, the people who you need to interact with, they want to know that they're one in a million, not number 300,291.